Tiffany, you know the Emmys are tonight, right?
What? Make me ready.
How?
Where are my tweezers? DoorDash that for me, please.
Yep, on it.
This guy, Tony Xu, is currently in his late 30s. But his net worth is over $1 billion, which he made from a business service that nobody ever thought was going to be successful. That is, restaurant delivery service, the DoorDash. In fact, he was the son of Chinese immigrants who could not get a job as a medical doctor when they migrated to America, which made his mom start multiple jobs during the day and work as a waiter and server in a Chinese restaurant during the night. It amazes you, right? Well, in this business story, this is how a 5-year-old boy who migrated with his parents survived against all odds to create America's largest food delivery service, the DoorDash, all started during his school time. Welcome to the Dollarpreneur YouTube channel. Tony Xu was born in Nanjing, China, around 1984. His mother, Julie Chao, was a doctor in China, and his father was a professor who studied aerospace engineering and applied mathematics. He was named Xu, which means brilliant, rising sun in Mandarin, because they saw him as a promising child at birth. But they thought they needed to explore a better life somewhere. Therefore, they immigrated to the United States with around $200 in their account for a greener pasture. That was when Tony was just around 5 years old. They initially settled in Illinois and finally moved to San Jose in a short time. But unfortunately, when they got to San Jose, his parents could not work because of their career limitations. This made things difficult for them and their son. But one thing kept them going: hard work and being optimistic. They believe that, in their words, when you have nothing to lose, you also have a lot of upside as a result. In order for them not to go hungry and become homeless, his mom had to work multiple jobs to support her family. She worked 3 jobs a day for 12 years consecutively. By the time Tony was enrolled in high school, he was told by his teacher that he was 2 years behind his class because of his unstable family challenges. But he replied to his teacher like this: "I will become the valedictorian of my class, don't worry, sir." Tony eventually did that in his graduating year, which made everyone see him as a genius boy. Back to her mom. One of her odd jobs she was doing was serving foods at a local Chinese restaurant, but it was not that rewarding because the money she was making altogether was not even enough to take care of the family. She always closed late and, as a result, very tired. Tony, being a smart boy, noticed what his mom was passing through. One day, while with her mom in the restaurant, she walked up to his mom and offered to be her assistant. He suggested that while his mom serves customers, he can be washing dishes, which could increase their take-home at the end of the day. His mom didn't like the idea because of his age, but she could not resist allowing him to do that, since he would always be there with her. In fact, the first money he made was used to buy Nintendo just to keep him busy at home after work. Everyone loved Xu for being active and smart. But he had a problem. People found it difficult to pronounce his name correctly. Then, this happened. His original name was Xu Xun, which was difficult for people to pronounce. But he later and legally changed it to Tony Xu, a name he adopted after Tony Danza, a popular cast member of the television series Who's the Boss, which he loved watching with his family. Later on, when he was 9 years old, he would go to people's houses in the neighborhood to knock and ask them to lawn for them in exchange for a small fee. Those that agree, he would create beautiful shapes on the grass after doing his work. It was fun for him, while for them, it was creative. It made him more popular in the neighborhood. He used to proceed to buy more games and also help his family in a little way he could. This was how the family lived most of their early years in America, working odd jobs with strong passion in the food business, saving as little as they could for future use. They didn't expect what happened next. Tony, being a book savvy, had a very rare opportunity. His good academic records made it possible for him to gain admission into a higher institution, and he earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial Engineering and Operations Research from Berkeley's College of Engineering. This made it possible for him to even further his education at Stanford's Graduate School of Business in 2013 to obtain a Master of Business Administration. But something happened during his master's degree days at Stanford. It turned everything around. He met two other friends, Andy Fong and Stanley Tang, who were his classmates. He always talked about how he grew up as a dishwasher and his passion for the food delivery business. In fact, they were best friends and always joked about their pasts and how things were gradually turning in their favor. Then, the ideas start rolling in to start a food restaurant chain. But this would require some levels of dedication and hard work, they thought. During their master's degree, Tony worked briefly and interned at the financial services and digital payments company, Square Incorporated, and also completed business development work for the e-commerce app RedLaser. He also worked as a business analyst for the management consulting firm McKinsey & Company and as a corporate strategy consultant for eBay and PayPal. All within a very short period of time. Then, things started to get even more interesting for him. He went back to his former friends, Andy and Stanley, and they founded a company called Palo Alto Delivery, in which they were the sole founders. The aim was to offer delivery services to people around the campus who did not have time to shop themselves. Maybe you can call them food errand boys. The funny thing was that they didn't know much in the way of logistics. So they relied on Google Voice, that was trending then, and also the Find My Friends app, and when the order has been made, they would use their cars to deliver the orders. Their office was Stanford Student Housing, and they used flyers as marketing on dorm bulletin boards. They even had to briefly join FedEx and Domino Company as drivers to even know how the delivery system works. Call that spying. But it was a smart move. Then, for the next 16 months, they took orders and made the deliveries themselves. They were learning something new with their rookie logistics, but with steady growth and expansion. They later renamed Palo Alto Delivery to DoorDash after 4 years of intense expansion and community awareness. This was a game changer for their business. The acceptance spread quickly, and the spread was intense. People started looking for DoorDash services near them. Then, they started thinking outside the box to accommodate the rapid growth. Then, DoorDash started looking for partners, especially restaurants, to offer delivery services to customers on their behalf. With this, customers can order food from their favorite restaurants through the DoorDash app or website, which they earlier created, and a DoorDash driver will pick up the order and deliver it to the customer's location. This was a game changer. The expansion was so fast that they had to recruit more drivers and more partners to satisfy customers' needs. He, Tony Xu, and other DoorDash employees completed food deliveries with satisfied customers and with more positive recommendations. Xu later became the CEO and owns an approximately 5% stake in the company. Also, his friends had the same stakes in the company, but Xu has more control and influence than they did because of his innovations and branding. For years later, DoorDash has touched the lives of millions of families, whether by offering convenience during a busy day, providing flexible work, or bringing new customers to their business. During the COVID-19 crises, DoorDash saw its services spread across North America as many people could not go around to restaurants. Today, people in more than 500 cities can order deliveries from more than 59,000 restaurants listed on DoorDash. More than 100,000 Dashers, as popularly called, across the US and Canada, fulfill millions of deliveries per month, and their full-time headcount has grown to 400 people. Tony took the company public in December 2020, which made him a billionaire at the age of 36. By April 2022, it had become the United States' largest food delivery service. All their rivals, like Uber, Lyft, and Instacart, could not catch up with their expansions and growth. It all started with the idea of someone who happened to be a local dishwasher, Tony Xu. Shu is married to his longtime lady friend and has 2 children,